What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Chase, aka CR Media, here with another episode of Bad Booking. Since we
Welcome
changed up
back.
welcome back. I'm here joined with Scott, my good friend. Since we changed the like the entrance video and all that other stuff up, didn't have enough time to share it out. So if you are watching, we would greatly appreciate it if you would hit that like button, hit that share button. It would mean a lot to us. So, bad booking, just in case you're new here. Although it looks like in the chat, doesn't look like a whole lot of people are new here. But just in case
they're starting to come
um,
in.
Yep. Just in case you are, we like to talk the landscape of professional wrestling, everything going on in general. Again, appreciate everybody joining with us. It's not just
and
your
Hunter
boy.
is right.
It's
Yeah,
birthday
it's
boy.
the
Yes.
birthday boy.
That's right. That's right. The big 3-5 today. The big 3-5. I am dragging ass a little bit. So
Look at you.
just a little bit dragging ass. Was up a
Look
little
at
late
you,
last night.
smashing out the birthday celebration and then still coming to do the show.
Yep, that's right. That's right. Went to not went to work, but worked today. Guess you could call it that. I always hate calling it work because it's you're sitting at a computer, not doing much. So
it's still work. It still pays the bills at the end of the day.
Yeah, I still can't I still can't fall asleep when I want to, so
it's fair enough.
But we appreciate everybody joining with us. Like I said, if you have not already, please make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, hit the follow button. All of our link trees, all five of us, our link trees or social medias, if you will, are in the description. Make sure you guys go give everybody a follow here. We're running a 2-man crew tonight.
Possibly a 3-man if ABJ
possibly a free man, if ABJ can get in time, but that's okay. We'll run through this thing, and when he jumps in, he jumps in. It has been
you're starting us off well with ringing the bell.
I know, man. So it has been announced, if you will, or not announced. Definitely not announced. Sorry, poor choice of words. We're gonna backtrack that. It has been reported that supposedly AEW is going to announce a third show, and this third show will be in Chicago.
Yep. On June 21st.
I'll tell you what.
Apparently announced this.
Apparently, this is going to be in Chicago, our friend Marco's hometown. Just like they did with Rampage. They're talking about debuting or the comeback of straight edge CM Punk.
Yep.
And it's weird, man. Like
having a roster split.
No, it's like weird. Wash, repeat.
But
I don't think they're going to do a roster split. I think
there is talk of it being a roster.
I think that's a very construed thing. I think what they wouldn't say like, hey, like we're going to draft this person here, draft this person there. I think it would be one of those situations where only certain people show up on this show, and it's just not. It's not announced. You know what I mean? Like they don't acknowledge it. These people just show up on this show, and these people just show up on.
It'll be a subtle roster split that it'll be like ROH in a way.
Yep. Oh, is that what the show's going to be called? Collision?
Apparently, it's going to be called Collision. So, there's talk of it, but once again, nothing we can say because we have no freaking clue. It could turn out to be a bloody pay-per-view for all we know.
Yeah.
So, and if it is, maybe it's a take back to the Clash of the Champions sort of style.
Maybe. Steven Chambers says, good luck AEW trying to get wrestlers to wrestle at Collision because half of the roster didn't want to work with Punk. I wonder who reported that because it's weird, man. Like, so anybody who knows me, like I trash on people who trash Dave Meltzer. Like, I think it's weird. Like, I've gone on the record multiple times saying like, hey, Dave is you may not like Dave and you may not care what Dave's opinion. It's an opinion. You either like it or you don't. I mean, it's just like all other 10 billion people in the world.
Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
Some people's stinks.
Yep.
That's
and some people's is absolutely fantastic.
Actually, I found there's some football players over here, NFL players who have a podcast, and one of the subjects that they brought up, I shared a clip into me and Josh's group chat with some of the guys we went to school with and we've been friends with for a long time, and it was, how do you wash your ass? I mean, do you go full bar soap? Or are you like swiping it like a credit card? Like, what are you doing? I mean, like,
damn good question.
I said, yeah. And I mean, like, I knew how to answer it. I told him, I was like, yo, I got 2 loofahs. I got one for my big, beautiful body. And I got another one for my asshole.
Yep. So, you got it.
So, I mean, like, it's just weird. People would be like, oh, I don't like Dave Meltzer. Like, bro, Dave Meltzer's done this for 30 plus years.
The dude knows what he's talking about. He's been in the industry for so damn long.
You can count on his hand, or you can count on 2 hands how many times he's been wrong in those 30 years. But man,
I mean, look at the fact that he wouldn't still be in this job if he didn't know what he was talking about. Yeah. The fact is that we have people like Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker. They started out, they had no idea what the hell they were doing. Look at them now. They're legends of the industry.
Yeah.
So it's essentially what Meltzer is.
So the thing with, or like what I was getting to about Meltzer is like, it just seems recently that his man, like some of what he says, like has really kind of like, kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Because obviously he's a huge fan of the Elite.
Yeah.
And we appreciate Mick Thomas being here. But he's a huge fan of the Elite, always brags about him, always talks about him, etc. So he has, if Meltzer's sitting there saying, hey, half the locker room doesn't want to work with Punk, I don't believe it.
Yeah, I think that that's a bit of a work, because I think you look at what's being put out there, and for me, the big one is Jericho talking about it. Jericho talking about it seems like more positioning himself for a feud with Punk.
Yeah. So, like, and here's the thing, like, one of the things that we're going to talk about is, Jericho's being considered like Tony's trusted guy.
Yep.
If you're trying, like, if you know that Tony Khan is like trying to make money, trying to sell something out, and you're going online and bashing somebody like that,
it doesn't look good for the company.
Exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, Kenny Omega and the Bucks are great talent. They're great wrestlers. I've gone on record saying multiple times that Kenny Omega is one of the best, if not arguably the best in the game right now.
Oh, for sure.
It's hard to argue. Like,
it's hard to pin down anybody that is on the level he is in the top of the top 2 companies. And hi, Mick. But in the top 2 companies, it's hard to pin anyone down that's on his level.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, that's fine, like Dave's star ratings.
Yeah.
They're Dave's ratings. Like, it's Dave's opinions. Like, I get it. But, like, Dave's opinions are, like, really coming out here. Because, like Dave says something like, I found a clip on TikTok, because that's the only time I ever like watch it. I'll see clips on TikTok. And he made a mention of, all of this could have been prevented if Punk wouldn't have gone into business for himself on that promo where he attacked Hangman Adam Page. And I'm like, well, wait a second.
Hangman did it first.
But didn't Hangman do that first?
Yeah.
He was like,
Hangman
Tony,
did it first.
Yeah, he goes, if Tony would have pulled CM Punk to the side and said, hey, don't do that again, and Tony would have nipped it in the butt, then we wouldn't be having this conversation, that it would have been over with. And I was like, but wait a second. Why don't we say the same thing about Tony with Hangman? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a double standard. And I think what the double standard is Punk was in WWE, Punk left WWE.
Yeah. But nothing
Punk said about WWE. Like, let's clear the air. Like, I want this to be out there. Like, nothing Punk said about WWE proved to be inaccurate.
Yeah, true.
In fact, the doctor that Punk accused of malpractice on Colt Cabana's podcast sued him for defamation.
Yeah.
Punk won.
Yeah. Clearly something was wrong at the company, and
like
WWE refused to acknowledge it.
It's so weird because like it's so easy to grab straws and blame Punk because number one, you like WWE more than you do AEW. Number two, you may like Kenny Omega and the Bucks more than you do Punk, whatever the case may be. But I'm asking people to look at this from a level playing field here. Like,
the problem is a lot of people think that Punk, when he was in WWE, was a W.
I'm gonna punch this little kid. I'm gonna punch
for it.
Yeah,
go for it.
There's things you don't know about me, Scott. I'll fuck a little kid up.
No comment. Anyway, the fact that people think that Punk was a company guy when he was in WWE, he never was. Punk was never the company guy. He's never been the one to toe a company line. Even, I think the only place he ever technically towed the line was in ROH. And that was well before he signed with WWE.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, it's just one of those things where it's like, I find it hard to believe that somebody would be like, oh yeah, half the roster, when we've heard from people like FTR, Ricky Starks, a bunch of people that have nothing but great things to say, which by the way, I don't know if you guys talked about it last week or not, but Dax having to stop his podcast.
No, we didn't talk about it yet.
Because of Meltzer.
Yeah. And it wasn't AEW stepping in. It wasn't Tony stepping in. It was the fact of other people outside the company throwing their opinion around and causing problems.
And so Dax not only had to take his podcast down, supposedly received death threats, received derogatory comments about his wife. Somebody called his 8-year-old daughter a whore. So he's like,
I believe that the people out there are unfortunately sick enough to do that sort of shit.
And see, that's what I want to get at is like, how crazy is that? Like I love it when wrestling fans when I see wrestling fans that are like, oh, Punk's a cancer. Punk doesn't belong in the company. Punk doesn't, like, number one, you have no fucking idea what happened.
They have no idea what's happening backstage.
Nobody has any idea what happened because there's so many like issues of, are they working us? Are they not? Whatever. So you don't know. So shut the fuck up. Number one. Number two, then Punk, but the same people that are saying all those things about Punk are messaging Dax Harwood, saying your 8-year-old daughter's a whore and your wife, you should kill yourself. And your wife is blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So that's wrestling fans. So like
it sucks because wrestling fans,
I say wrestling fans because we're talking about a wrestling show, but there's just people like that in general, Scott. So,
yeah, it's the idiots ruin it for the rest of us.
Absolutely. This is why we can't have nice things. And guys,
and also, I think Monkey wants you to cut a promo on him.
I've cut a promo on enough people this weekend. So
I know you cut a promo on Valencia E Paz.
I wanted to go further, but I was like, that's a long story. We'll get into that some other time. We'll do a behind the scenes thing one day of all that. It was kind of like, I don't know, but it worked out great. We're excited. And we'll talk about that. The WWE draft this week.
Yes.
Let's talk about the WWE draft since we're not going to have a draft here on Bad Booking.
No, I don't think we're ever going to have a draft again.
I don't think we are either. So.
It seems like every week now someone's dropping out or someone's not available. But
that's crazy.
I digress on
you
that.
Said that. You said that, not me.
Look, I don't have a problem with it. It happens, and everybody's got a life. Everybody's busy. so be
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
This is my third week in a row
But
being on this show.
but my thing is like when you agree on a day a week,
Yeah.
like why'd you agree on the day if you can't be there?
Yeah.
So
It's like being
it's
at work and you say that you can work a 7-day roster, but only you can work 2.
No. The last God, dude, it's been about 15 years since I went and told an employer I'm available 7 days a week.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not working 7 days a week. I don't even want to work 1 day a week.
So let's compile this, brother. Let's talk about that
So we've
first
got
subject.
SmackDown and Raw.
Yeah,
SmackDown and Raw.
that first subject under WWE. Let's put that towards the back burner.
Sure.
But the two others, I want to combine those together because there's going to be some changes.
Yeah.
In the WWE. First off, like we said, there's going to be a draft. So they're redrafting people, right? How long they're going to stick to this draft, how long they're going to stick to the idea of only certain people work certain shows that they were drafted to, who knows? Yeah. But also in bringing in the draft, they've also talked about, Nick Khan has talked about the third hour of Raw being more edgy.
Yeah.
Well, do you feel before we get into that, do you feel that everyone is always eligible? That's the idea of the draft.
Everyone's always eligible. The thing is, they've just never done it to the extent that we've seen it on TV. They've never acknowledged that NXT is its own brand and essentially like SmackDown and Raw have been their own brands. They've never really acknowledged that. They've kept it as a separate underling. But this time they're finally acknowledging that. So, but in regards to this third hour of Raw, I think they tried this previously. We got the bullshit of Shane McMahon's Fight Club.
The Fight Club.
Shane McMahon's Fight Club. And what did we get out of that? We got Almost.
Yeah. Yeah, we did get
almost out of that.
Yeah.
And
hey, remember Undertaker's vouching for Omos. Like that means anything.
That's a scary thought. That is really a scary thought.
It's just like, no disrespect to Omos. It's just like he's not. When you've got Omos on the roster, or when you've got Omos in the main picture, and you've got a bunch of guys on the roster that are, whatnot. And like he's not catching on. He's not catching on. The fans aren't catching on to him. Like when the fans aren't
like Seth Rollins, you've got Dolph Ziggler, you've got Nakamura, you've got Walter, you've got all these names that can fucking go, and you're putting Omos in a segment.
That's fine. That's fine to get him. That's fine to get him going. But man, like I said, like it's not catching on. The fans just aren't like, and if the people watching are not interested, if they're not intrigued, if they're not reacting, you got to dial it back, brother. Like, and they don't seem like they want to. So
it's like going to the pub and you go there because they specialize in whiskey, but when you go to order a drink, they go, no, we've got only bourbon.
Yeah.
But that's essentially, it's like, why am I here? Why did I pay for this?
Yep. Seth versus Omos for Backlash. I think it'll be fine. I'm not. I mean, it's not Omos. It's not like.
It's not like Omos can't go. He could be a good worker.
Yeah. He is a good worker. It's not he could be. He is a good worker. It's just nobody is interested. They're not interested in booing him. They're not interested in cheering him. They're just not interested.
Nobody's invested in him because everybody's seen how green he was when he first started, and they don't want him to, like, people don't want to feel like another giant is being forced down our throats.
Yep.
And they look at it as essentially Vince McMahon.
It's wash, rinse, repeat. Happy birthday, Chase. Unless you're Scott, it's not your birthday in Australia anymore, bitch. Wow.
Thank you, Josh. And Josh, by the way, that was an absolute great promo that you and Chase cut.
Yes.
I watched it live. It was amazing.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to go a little harder, but that's all
you
right.
should have.
I did.
You gotta kick.
But we're gonna keep doing it like and I don't need to do work for Hoodie or Anaya. Hoodie and Anaya can cut their own promos. But we'll get to that.
You make a great manager though.
Oh yeah.
So definitely keen to see that.
Yeah. Man, it's
anyway, back on topic.
Yes.
Back on topic. We're talking about Omos and his giantness.
Steven, so let's move on from Omos because I don't want to spend like forever bashing on Omos. Like I said, I think that it was fun. I think it was a nice little
The
run.
problem with
but
it,
there's
I
just
find,
something
is
that
people think of it as Vince.
Yeah. I think
people think
that's
of him as a Vince guy.
So here's not just a Vince guy, but people also look at it as a Vince booking. Like I can't tell you how many times, like I've seen on social media, somebody sharing the graphic of Seth Rollins versus Omos. They're going, you can't convince me that that Vince isn't running and booking.
Yeah.
But and so like, I guess I can understand where people are at. My thing is like, hey, like it's okay to admit that Triple H makes mistakes. Like, he's not going to book everything perfectly.
Look at who he learned the game from. Look at who he learned the booking process from. Obviously. He learned it from Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Now
he's definitely going to make mistakes.
But we watch those years of NXT that everything was damn near perfect. It was really good.
Oh no, there was really, some shit stuff good in there. There was some shit stuff in there.
There was some.
You got to admit, like people don't want to admit that because they look at NXT through rose-colored glasses.
Yep.
And they see the perfect stuff, but
Nia Jax.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of things that people don't want to admit about NXT was bad.
Yeah.
Under Triple H's booking, it was under the Paul's booking.
Yep.
So,
no, I agree. Like, I mean, I've been here since August or September. Going, wait a second. What the fuck? Mick just asked if CM Punk was pregnant. Mick, I'm gonna need you to retype that question, buddy.
I don't think CM Punk can get pregnant.
Yeah, that's weird.
I mean, I don't think he has the right appendages. We're not going into trans issues today, because that's a whole other story.
Yeah, we'll tackle that for another day. Here's an interesting thing. And if I'm Tony Khan, I'm a little confused, and I'm a little perturbed, if you will, because Warner Brothers has talked about a TV relationship with WWE.
Yeah.
Which don't get me wrong, like, you think like, oh, hey, it's cool to work together. And it's cool to work together. But let's go back to 2001, when ECW and TNN,
also known as Spike.
Yep, that was before it was Spike. It was it was TNN, and WWE was main programming on there. Or no, WWE had just signed a contract to become their main wrestling promotion. And they already had ECW.
Yeah, ECW was on like Wednesday nights at 10 o'clock or something, and then they got moved to bloody midnight or some shit. And
and they told Paul there was nothing to worry about. And I don't know, man. Did someone swipe your belt? No, it's still in my bag. I took it with me to the show this weekend.
Oh, come on. You could have used it and said Valencia Paz stole it. And then that could have worked in the angle.
Yeah. I just don't want, I don't want anybody touching it because of the marker or because of the signatures. I rubbed off one of the signatures by accident from wearing it. So now I don't want to, now I don't want to do that at all. Don't know what the future will hold for Peacock. They said they would like to. I don't know if you could say that they're going to.
It all depends on if WWE keep their deal with NBC.
Yep.
If they keep their deal with NBC, then it's not going anywhere. If they move over to Time Warner or Warner Brothers Discovery,
well, the other thing you got to think about is Nick Khan's a business guy.
Yeah.
Right? So Nick Khan is going to say what he needs to say out in public eye to get people,
and whatever the hell brings in money, the hell brings in money, because at the end of the day, that's all.
Here we go. Down. Mick wants to know, what do you think CM Punk what do you think about CM Punk bringing in Money in the Bank to All Elite Wrestling?
Won't happen.
I don't know where. I wouldn't say it's not going to happen, guy. Because
it wouldn't happen. They've got their version of it. Their version of it is the casino.
Yeah, the brass ring
and look, the creator of the Money in the Bank was Jericho. So
the creator of the Money in the Bank was some writer, but they gave Jericho credit for it because Jericho created it on TV.
Yeah, and then
it was like
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, Eric Bischoff didn't make that up. Vince and a bunch of his little dweebs in a thinking tank. Oh, such good shit.
Yeah, we got a new style of cage match.
Yeah, exactly. Thunder Rosa may require surgery.
Well, that's brand new news. That is brand new news because there was talk just earlier this week that she's trying to make good with the locker room and that she wants to come back.
Well, who's she trying to make good with?
Like Britt Baker and everyone in the locker room, because
I think
the shit Britt. That went down before she left.
Yeah, I think just Britt.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's just Britt. But
yeah, I wouldn't be either.
And thank you, Josh, for doing the exclamation point Discord and exclamation point CR Media in the chat. We really appreciate that.
Absolutely. That's a Josh.
And it's nice to see you here, Josh.
That's Josh. Yeah, that's Josh's job as a moderator of my Twitch channel to do that. So
I'm a moderator of your Twitch channel, and
but you're live. You're live with me, though. You're live with me. Though.
Exactly.
Yeah. And there's a difference. I don't harp on Josh when we're doing the hot tag or the other one to do it. So
speaking of that, actually, there's one thing that we need to bring up. There is one thing that we need to bring up. And that was something that was dropped on the hot tag. And that was the fact that a certain NWO member is wanting to make his return to the ring.
Yes, that's true. That is true. When we interviewed Buff Bagwell, he mentioned that he is wanting to. He's going to have knee surgery, and then once his knee surgery, is it knee surgery or is it neck?
Yeah,
surgery?
It was knee.
Okay,
it was his knee. Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird seeing two of the Stooges. Where's the third? We don't know.
On his way back from Sanctuary. You should know this by now, dickhead.
Yeah.
Not you, Chase.
Thinking of making Josh in WWE 2K23. Nice.
Do it.
His hot niece is training to wrestle too. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was a bit awkward to hear. Like him saying his niece is extremely hot. I mean, I don't know what she looks like, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, no, I the Thunder Rosa thing, man, I just don't know if Hunter Dillon wants you to know that he says hello from the purple place, Axel. Get with the program, Axel. The purple place. Anyways. So, we talked about Thunder Rosa. I think a lot of that, especially like when they're gonna showcase it on, like Steven Chambers says, documentary All Access making Thunder Rosa look bad. When they do that, like, dude,
I'm generally believing that that's a push on a story.
Yeah,
because
you don't put that's it why that's why those things are a waste of time. It's like, oh, hey, AW All Access, you're gonna get behind the scenes looks. Like, okay,
you might get us behind the scenes looks, but it's still tailored to what they want to show us.
Yeah,
we're not going to see, if they don't want us to see something, we ain't going to see it.
Yep. WCW move Nitro Tuesday, still Monday night. Or the Monday Night War. Absolutely. Josh, do it, Hunter. Just make me the same as you did in 2K22. That was awesome. Yep. The Nick Aldis has made a return to Impact just in time for his wife to relinquish, and there's a lot of talk she might not come back, that she might retire.
I don't know. Leaving the hat in the ring made me think she was retiring.
Yep.
But
I don't think she'll want to go out like that.
No, I don't think she does. I think she's the type that wants to go out on her back. I know that sounds wrong, but I think she wants to go out on her back. I broke you already. We're just over half an hour into it, and it's already Chase is dead.
That's right.
But I think she's the type that wants to do it the old school way. Go out on her back, be beaten, and and end her career on the high note as such.
Do you what do you think?
But with regards to Aldis, I called it a few months ago when he was announced that he was not re-signing with NWA. Everybody was bitching, saying he's going to go to WWE, he's going to go to AEW. I was like, nope, he will end up back in NW. He will end up back in TNA or Impact because it's a better fit for him. He can be a major player there. In WWE, he's going to have to start again, and he's going to have to work his way up through that roster. He's not going to get the push that you'll get for having someone like Cody come in. And in AEW, he would be mid-card at best.
Indeed. Speaking of, what's he crying for? Oh, I will. Going to try to add a little more salt to the pepper this time. Oh, that's why. That's why Josh is crying. Josh is mad because he's getting old. Axel brings up a good point. Cardona versus Ospreay in 1PW. Kind of throw that in there a little bit. That's halfway to your neck of the woods. So
I'm just wondering, is that going to be good, or is it going to be Cardona trying to push a WWE style match with Ospreay?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, Scott. I've watched quite a bit of Cardona matches, and I don't really think that he has a WWE style match.
He does. I went to WSW when they were here, World Series Wrestling. It was him and Johnny Gimmick Name. Yeah. And it was very WWE styled. Like the moves and stuff were very, very WWE styled.
Yeah. Josh keeping the I-70 hot tag fire going on a Sunday, talking about Matt Cardona being in Cape Girardeau, Missouri next weekend. Going to face KLD, St. Louis native. Don't know if that match is going to happen. We do know the match is going to happen, allegedly, but they've done a terrible job promoting it. So,
yeah.
Absolutely. Next week there's a show near me doing Casey Navarro versus Matt Cardona.
Go to it. Go to it, monkey.
Nah, man. Cardona adapts. He's literally a wrestling chameleon.
Wrong.
2 WWE guys, of course it was.
He's not a chameleon. That's the thing. People think he is, but like, I'm not knocking Cardona. He has definitely improved over his WWE stint. I just think that he still works very WWE styled matches.
Absolutely.
Top of
absolutely. I see what. Yeah, absolutely. I hear what you're saying.
King of his gimmick was the fact that he was Vince McMahon's boy in GCW.
Yeah.
Like he pulled the Vince McMahon do-rag, for crying out loud.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about New Japan. Mercedes Martinez signs a new deal.
Not Martinez, Monet.
Mercedes Monet, sorry. I've done
You'll
that
get
a
right
million times. I know. One day I will. Mercedes Monet signs a new deal and then loses the IWGP Women's Championship.
I think they went in knowing she was like potentially ready to sign again. So they booked it that she was going to lose because they weren't sure if she was going to actually stay. Because she was looking to work other promotions in Japan, not just Stardom and New Japan.
Yeah.
So I think they went in with a game plan of take the belt off her before she walks away. If she signs, then we can do something with that afterwards.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, what happened. I think that's exactly what happened. Is it great that she's going over there and succeeding? Yes, it is. Do you have to feel bad for Naomi or Trinity Fatu? Yeah, you do. Because she walked out at the same time as Mercedes, expecting that it was going to be all sunshine and rainbows. But
we don't know. But see, that's not fair because we don't know what Trinity's sunshine and rainbows is.
True.
So, in Trinity could go back to WWE. There was no reason why she couldn't under Triple H. If Triple H was pursuing Sasha Banks to come back, do you not think he would let Naomi come back?
I guess he could.
I think
I guess he could.
I think that like once you've reached that boiling point to go, yo, I'm going to walk out. I think you're just in a different mental space at that point to go.
For sure.
I don't really want to go back.
I've done that before.
I'm not ready to go back yet. I will go back when I'm ready. And
I've done it before.
I think that's maybe where she's at right now. Maybe
I've done it before, to be honest. I walked out of a job because I got to that point where I was burnt out, pissed off with the management, and I decided, nah, screw this. I'm out. I'm done. Walked out. They gave me 2 weeks of leave. They took me into an interview to go back, and I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I'm done.
Nothing against you, Scott, but like I'm really weirded out by this narrative that like Sasha dragged Naomi into the office and threw the tag team titles on the desk and made Naomi walk out with her.
Yeah.
And like, cause that's just like, that's how people act. Like, oh, Sasha screwed Naomi over. Like, no. These are two grown ass adults that agreed like, hey, we're going to go.
She may have influenced the decision by being her friend.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you right now, when I ended up leaving my contact center that I was working for, I had a friend who was wanting to quit as well. And I said to them, look, I'm leaving today. I'm done. If you want to go, the decision is there for you. But I'm showing that I'm making my stand. And they ended up walking out as well.
Yeah. No, I haven't gotten somebody to walk out with me, but I have been the snake in the garden and made somebody walk out.
Nice. And I do apologize for eating on camera. It's just
who cares?
I haven't had anything to eat in over 24 hours. So
who cares? Yeah.
Can we bring up Mick's comment?
Do you think WWE has a partnership with Stardom?
No. There is
Really?
no chance WWE has a partnership with Stardom. If it's any company that has a partnership with Stardom, it's AEW.
Yeah.
Because AEW works with New Japan.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know, man. I think like this green acreage that everybody talked about and everybody that was in love with WWE has gone stale.
They haven't
Because
watered the garden.
yeah, I think it's gone stale because of the Vince McMahon return, the sale to Endeavor, and everything that sale entailed.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, the huge budget cuts they're talking about now, which, another thing we were going to talk about, I'm going to transition into that.
Yeah.
Nick Khan also mentioned that they're not signing any new talent right now. In fact, they're getting ready to go through a large set of budget cuts.
Yeah. Look, if that happens, say goodbye to people like Karrion Kross. Say goodbye to Bray Wyatt again. Say goodbye to.
I don't think Bray's injured, so
I don't think he's injured.
So here's my thing, and I know
Bray
like
is more mental.
I get like I don't think it's mental. I think it's I don't think it's what people think it is. I think he was told by somebody, whether it was Hunter or whoever, like, hey, we're gonna give you creative control and we're gonna let you do this. And they tried to pull the rug out from underneath him and said, yeah, we don't want to do this, or we don't want to do it like this. And he said, no, I was told that this is what I was going to get to do, that I was going to get to have creative control. And he says, I don't want to do it.
I think that he hasn't fully recovered from losing Brody. I think that him losing Brody was a major thing in his life.
He lost. So the thing about it is, though, man, like I get what you're saying, but you go back to prior Bray getting released.
Yeah.
Okay. And everything that happened with the Fiend. Okay. Regardless of how anybody feels about that, he was handed a shit idea and a stupid idea from what he was. The Eater of Worlds, the Bayou Messiah, all that stuff. So, and he was handed a shit gimmick and a shit character and a stupid idea, and he took it and ran with it, and he pulled it off.
He knew the psychology behind it.
With the way the creative was then. And it's so weird to me, like people will bash that and like say whatever about it, but like everybody knows
wasn't perfect, but he definitely was a product that Bray took and ran with compared to what he was.
And because
given.
they fucked up the booking, Bray's the one to blame, right? It's kind of like the Punk situation. Everybody's cool with blaming WWE until they decide who they don't like. Like, oh, like we'll blame WWE for bad booking on this, or we'll blame AEW for bad booking on this. Oh, but we don't like CM Punk, so we're going to blame it on CM Punk.
Yeah.
Like, no, you really think it's their fault? Do you think it's the talent's fault? Or do you think it's really the booking's fault? Because
Bray got handed shit on a platter and had to make it into gold. And I think he did amazing.
He did all right with it until they did a bad booking of booking him against Seth in a Hell in a Cell, and they're like, how do we book our way out of this? Oh, let's do a DQ. Like if you're the talent, like you're going to get mad about that. Here's my other thing.
Help that he wanted to only do 6 episodes of the Firefly Funhouse. Yeah. He only ever wanted it to be 6 episodes long. Vince went, nuts, screw this. We're going to do it pretty much every fucking week.
Yeah. And then he played ball with it, right?
Yeah.
So when he came back and Hunter brought him back, and Hunter, like if you go back and watch the Ariel Helwani interview with Hunter, and Ariel brings up Bray.
Yeah.
And Hunter tells Ariel, like, He's a fantastic mind. He has a great mind. The problem is that his mind is so complex for this business and so big that he needs somebody to help control it. So they went out and hired a writer and Hunter. And like, here's my thought process.
And it
If
was a
you
Marvel
told,
writer as well.
if Hunter told, if Hunter told Bray when he came in, he said, "Hey, like we'll do what you want to do." Well, then things change in December. I'm not going to state specifically what changed, but we all know what changed in January, February timeframe. And then they come in and they go, "Hey, Bray, sorry, like it's taking too long. We don't like it." Whatever the case is, Bray goes, "No, fuck you. You told me that I could work that I could work this out. However long it took me to do it. You gave me permission to do this months ago. Now you're telling me that I can't do it."
You look at the fact that if Bray wasn't so bloody talented in his head, he wouldn't have ran a promo 6 years before, or in 6 segments before, back when he was doing Bayou Bray, Lord of the Bayou, that ended up connecting to the Fiend. It ended up being a long-term story that he worked out and went, "Nut, screw this, I'm connecting that to the Fiend."
Yep.
And like, the dude knows what he knows the industry, he knows storytelling, he knows what to do. It's just that they didn't want to give him the time to do it.
Yep. Yeah, no, I like I said, I feel like, I feel like, we're when certain wrestlers don't get their way creatively, fans will go, "Oh yeah, definitely, walk out, leave." Like, "Oh yeah, I'm glad he stood up for himself. I'm glad he did this." But then there's certain wrestlers, Mercedes Moné. Everybody wants wrestlers to stand up, especially women, right? We want the female wrestlers to stand up for what they want, what they believe in, and all this other stuff, and not to be second fiddle, not to whatever. And then Mercedes does it, and then they're like, "Oh, you let all the fans down. You're a quitter. You cry when you don't get your way."
Yeah.
When you were brought up with 3 other women, right? When you were brought up with 3 other women, 4 other women, I'll throw Paige in there. Let's say 4 other, so all 5.
Paige was already there.
Paige was already there. Yeah, Paige was already there. But I mean, like, you were collectively in that group.
Yeah.
You know,
you were put in a top storyline in the company at a point where women were really starting to be featured. Yeah.
So I'll be fair. Let's knock Paige out. Let's go back to the 3. So the 4 horsewomen, when all 4 of them were brought up, are you going to argue? Is anybody going to argue and say that Sasha wasn't talented?
Look, I'm going to tell you right now,
and they'll hand everything to Charlotte on a platter.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I think Charlotte's talented, and I think Charlotte's one of the most, if she's arguably one of the most talented women in wrestling. Okay, but you have also said, and I agree with you. I don't think that everything that she has been handed is because of her last name.
Yeah,
I don't think that at all. I think some of her last name has helped, is what I say. But Charlotte, Becky, Bailey. So all 3 of them deserve everything they get. But if Sasha doesn't get her share, then people go, "You're crying. You went home. You took your ball. You're a quitter. You're a baby." And it's like,
and do you want to know who copped the worst booking out of those 4 in their time, like in that period? Bailey.
Yep.
Bailey copped the absolute worst booking in regards to those 4 women in that time period. She was the one who suffered the most and had to go through so much shit, while you had Charlotte and Sasha fighting over the title, Becky building herself up to fight over the title. Bailey was just here in the background, sitting there being the smiley, huggy, let's do flailing tube men gimmick crap.
But that's what got Bailey over. And then now with Bailey switched, now nobody cares anymore.
Yeah.
Now she's just there. And that's what sucks is because like everybody wanted that. And then when they finally brought her up, they were like, yeah, we don't want to do this.
Like the minute she finally turned on Sasha at the time was great for what they did. That was great part of the storytelling. But you're right. Bailey got to the point of being now just annoying to be there.
Yep. Bailey walked into WrestleMania 33 as champion and left champion against all three.
Yeah. But that was a different time.
Bailey's one WrestleMania moment compared to Charlotte's
15.
Yeah.
Charlotte's fucking 15
against Becky Lynch's, you know what I mean? Like,
look, you know how much I'm not a fan of Charlotte, but I'll give her the fact that she's had WrestleMania moment after WrestleMania moment, and she's been in the top competitors on those cards that she's appeared on. She's appeared in the main events for women 99% of the time at WrestleMania since she got called up. And I can't fault her on that because they had to push someone to get the women's division to where it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, different story. Let's move on.
Yeah. By the way, Axel, not all three of those. Nia Jax was in that match. So, I mean, it was Charlotte Flair, Nia Jax, and Sasha Banks.
My hole.
Yeah. God, man, I don't have much of anything.
Left.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if we don't go super long, so it's all good.
Yep. But she beat a whole bunch of women at WrestleMania, or a bunch of women at 36. That's cool.
So we didn't get to really go too much into detail about the edgy content side of things.
Yeah, you're an anonymous unicorn now.
Of course I am.
Yeah, you're an anonymous unicorn.
But the edgy content coming back for WWE, I don't think it's going to work. We tried it with the last hour of Raw previously, where we had Shane McMahon's Fight Club. They turned the lights out to try and make it all edgy and look cool. The only way I think it could work is if you give the whole damn show edgy content.
No, I think it could work, but it just depends on who's booking it and who's writing it. You know, if you've got a 76 or a 75-year-old man who's trying to book it, trying to come up with edgy content, and he's going, "Oh, it's such good shit," you know, I mean, like, it's gonna suck. I mean, that's just all there is to it.
It'll be another incest angle.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be another incest angle, and it'll be,
but if you want to push edgy, this is what I think. If you want to push edgy, I think you look towards GCW. No, I'm not talking about death matches. I'm talking about their style. A little bit more grit to the matches. A little bit more, loosen the buttons a little bit up on the language, if that's what you want to do. But that's just really weird to me, because why would you do it for the third hour? That's my question. Are you gonna argue that you're gonna do it for the third hour because that's later and there's not many kids watching? Because I don't know about you, Raz, but when you were a kid, did you ever stop watching wrestling at bedtime? Did you ever stop when you were a kid? Did you ever stop watching a show in the middle of the show to go to bed? A live show?
No.
Yep. Yeah.
No.
See, I had to rephrase that when I said that, because I was like, well, yeah, of course we stopped. You could stop a show and your parents would turn it off and be like, all right, go to bed. But it's live TV. It's different.
Dude, my parents wanted me to go to bed.
My mom didn't know that they fucking replayed the goddamn show an hour later after it ended.
My parents wanted me to go to bed, and I wanted to stay up and watch Highlander 2.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
you know what I did? I went in my room for 2 minutes, fucking went back out when they were in bed, put the TV back on.
Yeah, exactly.
Watched the rest of Highlander 2.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way I was missing that. Like, so kids are not going to just walk away from a live show at that time of night.
We didn't 30 years ago, and we're not now. So for them to act like, oh, we're going to take the third hour edgier, it's going to be a lot more.
What it's going to do, it's going to push people to watch the third hour more. You'll end up getting people more tuning in just for that last hour instead of the first 2 hours. They'll be like, oh, there's nothing to really see on hour 1 and 2. We'll just skip in, like we'll watch Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones or whatever the hell the new fandangled thing is on Mondays before like the 10 o'clock hour. So they'll watch whatever it is.
Monkey brings up a great point. There's kids in the arena.
Yeah.
You paid $100 for a ticket.
Are you going to walk out?
You going to walk out? You going to walk out because you know the third hour is a little edgier? No, stop it.
Oh, no, my kids need to go to bed now.
Yeah.
It's a lot edgier now. My kids need to go to bed.
No, shut up. Shut up, Tiffany. I paid $100 a piece for these tickets. Jimmy's watching this last hour. I don't care if they mutilate a man. He's watching this last hour.
No, that happens in GCW.
Exactly. Raw needs to cut the commercials. Yeah.
That is
who's going to pay for it.
He brings up a damn good point.
Who's going to pay for their shit?
No, Steven brings up a damn good point. I was watching Raw this past...
parents. No, F those kids.
I was watching Raw this past Tuesday for us in Australia, Monday for you guys. I was watching it while in the Discord talking to Steven and a few others. And I kid you not, in the span of a 3-hour show, there was 5 wrestling matches and what felt like an hour and a half of commercials.
Yeah, I know. It's stupid.
An hour and a half worth of commercials in a 3-hour show.
Yep.
I get bills need to be paid, but at that price, at the price of your actual, what people are going to the show for, what people are watching the show for, is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Dude,
people were talking shit. What was it? Not even 2 years ago, talking shit about the fact of matches being 2 minutes long.
Yeah,
or not even 2 minutes long, and you were getting maybe 17 minutes of wrestling on a show that is a 3-hour show.
Yeah, no, it's crazy to me. It is absolutely crazy.
Like, you pay for your... Okay, people are watching at home generally aren't paying to watch it, but there are people in the arena that are paying to watch that, and people tune in every single week. So they pay because they'll buy the merchandise. They'll buy a ticket to a premium live event. They'll go online, talk to their friends about it. So they're paying for things. They'll pay for the exposure that they get to the company. But you treat them like that? You give them an hour and a half of commercials just because they're not in an arena?
Yeah. No,
I'm sorry, but
I agree, man. I agree. We when I went to Raw after Mania, like it was annoying because somebody would come out and then they would go to commercial and the wrestlers just stand in the ring, like waiting for it to come back to commercial. And it's like, dude, this is dumb. This is really dumb.
When AEW first started and they were running TV and they went to commercials, if a wrestler was in the ring or was coming out to the ring, they'd get in the ring, they'd get a microphone and just talk to the crowd. Yeah. They'd talk to the crowd, they'd interact with the crowd. You'd have the ring announcer turn around and say, we'll be back from commercial in 30 seconds or something. So get ready.
Justin Roberts does a great job of keeping the crowd informed. Like, hey, we're coming back from commercial here. We're doing this.
Yeah.
It's bam.
and that I think is brilliant because, especially if it's an in-ring segment, you've got the people in the arena being entertained before they get to the full live action on TV.
Axel, no, he didn't. They dimmed the lights and they played a bunch of commercials on the like vignettes and other shit on the screen on the Titantron. So no, they didn't.
Axel,
Seth didn't say a word.
Axel, if you scour the internet, there is a photo of Seth in the ring, and in fact, it's a video of him in the ring, red lights on him, and one of the producers or one of the stage hands comes up to him and tells him
that's never been confirmed. That's a fan speculating that. Nobody can confirm that. Nobody knows what that producer told Seth Rollins except for Seth Rollins.
Yeah, we don't know.
There's this stupid. I know what you're talking about. There's this stupid photo or video going around online where somebody's like, "This is the moment where they told Seth that they cut his segment."
Yeah, I mean, but that is online. You can see that he was told something. You can't say what it was.
Yeah, because here's my thing: like with the way the booking has been, you just can't convince me that. You just can't convince me that that wasn't the plan to begin with. That that Seth wasn't supposed to go out there and cut a promo. He was just supposed to come out there and just whatever because they're eating. But yeah, because they're eating that stuff up. Like
I guess it's like when they say
singing a stupid theme.
It's like when they used to say before the shows went live at house shows and stuff. Oh, like for example, John Cena's not here tonight. You've got half an hour to, like half an hour into the show to go get a refund if you don't want to stay.
Yeah.
Because that's what they would do when they toured here. If a wrestler wasn't appearing that you wanted to see, like John Cena, Undertaker, or someone, they'd be like, they're not here tonight, or they're not appearing tonight. You've got half an hour into the show to be able to get a refund if you don't want to stay.
That's wild. That is wild. Now I've never been to a show where I've been to an indie show, and obviously an indie show is not going to do that. But
no,
I've never been to a WWE show where they've been like.
In saying that, that's because I'm in Australia, and people are paying money to see the big name stars. They want to see the big name stars that they see on TV. So if John Cena's not there, a lot of kids and a lot of parents don't want to stay because John Cena's not there.
Yeah.
Even though you're going to get some great quality action, you won't see John Cena. So people paid their money to get a ticket to see John Cena. They won't get to see him. So yeah.
Yep. I don't have a whole lot left, brother.
I don't think there's much left either. So nothing really to do with the NWA. From what I know, there wasn't much in regards to NWA this week. I think they're doing things. I don't know. What about
NWA's? I mean, like I said, there's nothing like groundbreaking to talk about with NWA. ROH. If you're not watching ROH, I highly recommend it. It's very good, especially if you're going to argue that you're a wrestling fan. More than a storyline guy or whatever, then if that's the case, then ROH is for you.
Monkey, can we bring up Monkey's things? Because I don't think that Cornette is dead. If he was dead, there would be a lot more reports out there.
Yeah. Where did ABJ said he died?
It might have been a comment that he made, like where Cornette died because we said something.
All right, cool.
But I don't think it was meant to be that Cornette actually died, because if that was the case, it would have happened. There would have been news all over social media about it.
The women's title is horrible. The way they kept the title on her is stupid. She just dropped the title. What do you think?
Who's the NWA Women's Champion at the moment?
What's her name? Camille? Yeah, Camille? Camille. It is Camille. It's Camille. So what do you think?
Look, I personally don't really. Yeah, it is Camille. Look, Camille's a good worker. Camille has talent. Camille could be a top woman in this industry.
She's had the title for 687 days.
Yeah, since June 6, 2021.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's wild, bro. That's wild. You know what I'd really love to see? Since we'll talk about NWA, here's what I would really love to see. Sanctuary on commentary. He said RIP.
I think it was. I think that was in regards to a comment that was made in regards to the Sanctuary, not that actually Cornette was dead. So,
anyways, Anna Bill,
welcome.
Yep.
Welcome, Anna.
I have no idea. Anna, if it's your first time joining us, you should hit that like button and hit that follow button. We'd greatly appreciate it. Camille can go, absolutely. But since we're talking about NWA, let's talk about the tag team champions, man. I'd love to see Maddie turn on Missa Kate and go out on her own.
I don't understand why they have those women's champion. I get the idea behind the women's tag team champion.
I think they do. I think they do fairly well with it. I think they do a hell of a lot better with it than WWE does with theirs.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But I think, like, for me, NWA needs to have that cross promotion for their titles to. This is going to sound really harsh, and people are going to hate it, but for their titles to mean anything. I feel like their titles don't really mean anything. The only one that means anything is that NWA World's title. And even that's being held by Tyrus at the moment.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. So, I mean, I haven't seen like when I tune in, cause I don't get to watch NWA every single week. When I tune in, I feel like NWA is doing with Tyrus what, WWE did with Brock Lesnar for so many years, where Tyrus is coming in as more of a more of like, hey, like this is when we do a bigger show, like this is our guy, like he comes in.
Yeah.
So I it's really funny. And I'll say this and we can close out because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Like I feel like I'm picking on like wrestling fans in general. And, I'm a wrestling fan myself and I love hanging out with other wrestling fans, but man, like sometimes people just weird me out. So we don't like Tyrus because of Tyrus's political affiliation or whatever. Jericho's really awesome. Jericho's one of the greatest of all time. Are we going to talk about Jericho's political affiliation? I know some people do, and that's fine, whatever. But don't act like you're going to knock Jericho's talent because of political affiliation. Am I putting Jericho on the same platform am I putting Tyrus on the same platform as Jericho? No. But then the argument is you mean the Funkasaurus? Okay. You remember the Broski, Zack Ryder? Matt Cardona fucking owns wrestling now. So stop. Like if you don't like Tyrus, say you don't like Tyrus.
I just don't think he was championship or world championship material.
I never thought Zack Ryder was either.
Like, I didn't see.
I never thought Zack Ryder was ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
And yeah, you're right.
I love Zack Ryder, but I love Zack Ryder. But if you'd have told me that Zack Ryder was going to go out, leave WWE, and do all what Zack Ryder did, I'd have told you were a moron.
Yeah.
But he did. You know, it's just like, like I said, is Jericho on Fox News with the belt? No.
That's where Axel's going.
Okay, that's fine, Axel. That's fair. But if you're gonna fucking promote
then
it,
you also got.
If you wanted to promote people to go watch your show,
remember,
would you bring
JBL.
the title on there?
What about JBL?
What about JBL? That's a good point.
Like the dude was.
It was 2004. It was 2004 then, Scott. Everybody wasn't real political. We didn't mix politics with wrestling, and wrestling with politics, and music with politics, and all that other stuff. Like, who cares? Like, if you don't like Tyrus as a person, you don't like Tyrus as a person. Like, don't watch it.
It's not that I don't like him as a person. It's I don't like him. I don't think of him as a world champion material.
And that's
be all and end all of my problems with him. I couldn't give a fuck about his political association. That's his choice.
Like, and that's my thing. Like, if you don't like him, you don't like him. Like, if you don't think he's championship material, you don't think he's championship material. But like, to sit here and go, well, I'm not watching NWA because Tyrus is the world champion and Tyrus is on Fox News, and I don't vote that way and I don't watch Fox News. Listen, I'm not. This is the only political thing I'm going to say, and that's it. I don't like Fox News. I don't like CNN. I don't like MSNBC. They're fucking TV shows. They lie to you. They tell you what they want you to think. They do stuff for ratings. That's what it is. And
mainstream
I don't care.
News networks are all like that.
That's why I don't fucking watch the news. I watch wrestling. And
mainstream
if you say
news networks
if you say that Tyrus is on, if you say Tyrus is on Fox News with the NWA championship, I don't give a fuck.
Do you know what's funny? You know what's funny? They'll talk about that, but then you'll have.
I had a drag queen on this show tell me that Tyrus has been more than professional. That's all I need to know. Like,
and look, you'll have these left-wing news reports as well, who are completely biased.
No politics. But I get what you're saying. Like, left
as well.
You're talking about you're talking. It's
the same
it's
standard.
Grotesque it's grotesque on all sides. Here's my thing. Like I said,
it's what I'm saying is that they'll have those sort of things.
We had Pollo Del Mar come on this show and say Tyrus has never said anything to them out of line, never brought the politics into that. They've been professional. Like, and that's it. Like, who cares?
Exactly. And the fact is, at the end of the day, like, you'll have left-wing shows that will do the same as you'll have left-wing shows that do the same, and they have their bias on what they promote. And
everybody has bias.
Same goes with the right wing.
Everybody has bias.
Everybody's got an agenda.
Yep. And you're either a part of the club or you're not. So
yeah. And look, as I said, I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, you like who you like. That's you do you, boo. That's all I can say is you do you, boo.
Yep. Left or right nut. Hey, Axel. Where'd you get these seats? I got them from my uncle. well, kick your uncle in the nuts next time you see him. These seats blow. I butchered that. I should have looked it up before I should have looked it up to confirm it.
And that's the end of Bad Booking. We will not be back next week because Chase decides to quote crappy movies.
Crappy movies? I'd like to see your idea of a good movie. That movie's phenomenal. I'm going to go watch that movie right after the end of this show.
Of course you are. Of course you are. Join the Discord. He'll stream it in there for you.
Yep. There we go. Speaking of the Discord, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys go check out the Discord.
Chase and Josh has just admitted that he's been drinking.
Yep.
He's been drinking and he's in the chat.
Yep.
Crap.
Josh has been letting loose lately.
No wonder he was so fucking wild at at XWE.
I'm glad. Hey, man, I'm glad somebody did, dude, because the ring announcer was looking at us and he was like, and then finally Josh took initiative, man, and it was awesome. So
that was
I
brilliant.
dig it. I dig it.
If you guys are on socials, go check out the
if you lose your right nut, is it still your right nut?
Yes. But if you're on the socials, check out the I-70 hot tag. Check out the video that they posted from the show at XWE, and your boy Chase there and Josh in the chat.
Cut a mad promo on him, dude. I wanted to keep going, but I was like, I wanted to keep going. Yeah. I wanted to keep going, but then I was like, nah, I better not.
No, that was fantastic. Like the I-70 hot tags has some hot stuff coming up, and you should definitely check it out.
Absolutely. So
other than that, I think it does it for us today.
Yeah, it does. You got anything coming up, Raz? Raz, are you dying on me, or am I dying on you?
You were dying on me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my internet's been shoddy tonight. I've been kind of mad about it.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to lose my cool because I pay a lot of money for Xfinity and Xfinity sucks.
Fair enough.
Anyways, yes, we appreciate everybody joining us with Bad Booking tonight. Thank you. If you
really
guys haven't already, yes, everybody's social medias, mine, ABJ's, Mark's, Raz, Anthony Graves. It's all in the description. If you guys haven't, pull up that description. Make sure you show all the love to those guys. How hard did you kick him? I just gave him a little flick. No, you kicked him in the face.
Someone take the keyboard away from Josh. Someone take the keyboard away.
There's a lot of glare coming off of that dome of yours, square nuts.
This is bad booking. I mean, the movie was a choice, a bad choice. So
yes. Great show, guys. Appreciate it. And Hunter says, happy birthday again, Chase. Thank you so much, Hunter. I appreciate that. Real quick, just because I'm trying to push a lot of this out. There's a few people in here, and to everybody other than Josh, I want to show you guys something real quick. Do you guys know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man. So let's talk about this real quick. Y'all see that bad boy right there? That is a replica championship of the NWA United States Championship. We are giving that away for free. And you think, oh my God, Chase, how do I win that? Great question, guys. It is super simple.
Yep. I'm still pissed I can't enter.
Yeah. Other than me, shall I close my eyes? A diamond upside down is a pussy.
Shut up, Axel.
There's a local independent wrestler his name's Luke Langley, and he calls himself the Black Diamond. And so I used to do that at shows where we could do that. We can't do that at shows anymore because all of our shows are like family friendly. But anyways,
and you're a sponsor now, so
yeah.
Now that you're a sponsor, it looks bad.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, obviously you haven't seen what I do when I sponsor. Go back and watch that video yesterday. Dominic, appreciate you joining right here at the end, brother. We're getting ready to say goodnight. Anyways, if you want to win this belt, it's very easy. You can enter in up to 3 times to win this belt. Okay. If you follow the I-70 hot tag on all forms of social media, we just need you to screenshot it.
That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, here on Twitch, everywhere you can.
Yep. So the I-70 hot tag is not on Twitch, but
technically it is under CR Media, but
yeah, exactly. So, so you got to follow the I-70 hot tag on all forms of social media. If you're not sure where to find the I-70 hot tag social media, it's very easy. My link tree is in the description of this show. Go to my link tree,
and it's
and it
just
will
been
give
posted
you.
on. Yeah, and it's just been posted as well. And yes, on sorry, Josh, on YouTube as well. Sorry, my bad.
Yep.
I missed
No,
out one.
no worries. Like I said, just go to my link tree. The I-70 Hot Tags link tree is there. Follow the I-70 Hot Tag on all forms of social media. Screenshot it and send it to the I-70 Hot Tag on Instagram. That is one entry. That will get you one entry. To get a second entry, share it on all available, all social medias that you can. Once you've done that, screenshot it, send it to the I-70 Hot Tag on Instagram. That now got you 2 entries. Then to get 3 entries, go to CR Media
1988 on Twitch.
Twitch.tv/CR Media 1988. Subscribe to the Twitch. It's $4.99 a month, or if you have Amazon Prime, you can use a Prime subscription.
And it costs you no extra.
Yep. That's 3 entries to win this belt. We are going to end the collections, if you will, of entries on May 11th. And then on the I-70 Hot Tag on May 18th, we will announce the winner. It's not going to cost you a dime other than subscribing on Twitch. That's it. But you don't have to. You can enter in one time and you still could win this belt. And it's not going to cost you anything. I am going to pay for shipping. I don't care if you live in Australia or if you live in the Bermuda Triangle. I will pay for shipping. All you have to do is
I can't enter. I'm still spewing I cannot enter.
Well, we never said you couldn't, my guy.
Yeah,
you elected not to do that yourself. So
because I host a show with you, and if I win it, someone's going to turn around and go, "Well, that was a conspiracy."
I don't give a fuck.
I'm not going to do that to you. I don't want to screw you over. And look,
if anybody hey, listen, if anybody cries conspiracy theory, I'll show them my butthole. So, all right. I don't want to follow Chase. Well, then you're not going to win the fucking belt, monkey. Okay. Yeah. God, no. God, please, no.
And on that note,
here's one for you. Here's one for you, you monkey, you little smart ass. You got to be 18 or older to enter in the giveaway.
No changing the rules, Chase.
Got you.
No
you
changing the rules,
shit.
Chase. You can't change the rules after the competition started. That's not fair.
I know. Is that a threat or a promise? It depends on how you, or it depends on what you want it to be, my guy. Josh is ineligible. Raz has voluntarily opted out. We don't want cries of rigged.
See,
yeah, it's fine.
See,
but anyways, that's how you're going to win this belt. Guys, that's all we have for you. I just wanted to throw that in there for you guys. Make sure you come back to twitch.tv/CR Media tomorrow for the pit stop. And then obviously on Wednesday, Raz and I will be doing the AEW Dynamite post show. And then on Thursday, the I-70 Hot Tag. That's all I got, man.
And Monkey, you can if you want to. I mean, it's up to you at the end of the day.
By all means.
And Josh has asked, are you doing the Chiefs show?
I am doing the Chiefs show. I'm doing the Chiefs show on Tuesday.
Look at that. CR Media getting in fingers in every single pie.
Yeah.
So
if you're a Chiefs fan, come check it out. If you're not a Chiefs fan, it's going to be a lot of talk about the Chiefs.
Dude,
so you can come in the chat. Yeah, you can come in. Yeah, you can come in the chat and run your mouth, but you won't get acknowledged.
I know nothing about American football, and I've been in there.
It's also an early show. It's at 4 p.m. Central Time. So,
and yes, you can still follow everyone and not be. You can still be in for the title as long as you like the I-70 Hot Tag on all forms of social media.
Which is Chase. So
it's Josh.
No, we are the I-70 Hot Tag.
But Josh looks after it mainly.
Yeah. But if you follow the I-70 Hot Tag, you're supporting Chase. So go eat a dick, you little brat.
There's no I in team.
Yeah. I've always wanted to tell a little kid to go eat a dick.
All you needed to do was become a priest.
All right, we're done.
And that's us canceled.
You better watch your mouth, you little bastard, before I come over there and wash your mouth out with soap. Close out.
Josh
Done.
wants us to end.
Yeah. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Come hang out with us next week. Same time, same place, maybe. Same people,
Join the Discord.
maybe.
Join
the Discord. Go hang out.
Come hang out with us.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep. For CR Media that's sitting next to me, I think that's pointing to him. I can't tell.
It's not.
For CR Media, he is Chase. And I am Raz, Dark Wolf.
I'm not pointing at you. I did that on purpose. And as always,
good fight, good night, and this has been some bad booking.
Heard that. Wish you didn't, but I did.